Hello everyone and welcome back to Neptune's Child Tarot. Thank you all so much for being here, for your continued love and support. So today's pick a card reading, we're going to be doing the universe is sending you a sign. What is it? Okay. Sometimes the universe sends us signs and we overlook them, ignore them, misinterpret them. Okay. Or we just don't see it. So we're looking at the universe is sending you a sign. What is it? And so we do have 3 crystals out here for you guys to choose from. For group number 1, we have Ametrine. For group 2, we have Opalite. For group 3, we do have an Autumn Obsidian. And I'm going to be adding in one of these cards to help you with choosing. If you do feel drawn to more than one of the groups, that is certainly okay for today's reading. So let's get into it. I hope you're all doing well. And I just wanted to thank you guys all so much for your support of everything I'm currently going through right now. I'm just taking it one day at a time and trying to stay positive, but your love, your support, your donations, all the beautiful messages you guys have been leaving, the emails, everything. I appreciate you guys so much. Okay, so group number 1 with the Ametrine. The universe is sending you a sign. What is it? The universe is sending you a sign. What is it? Group 2 with Opalite. What is the sign that the universe is sending you? And group 3. Okay, so we're going to take that one. I'm going to put this other one back. All right, so let's see what we've got. So group number 1. We have card number 30, the Horseman, and it says the Herald of Change. And that is with the Ametrine. That is for group number 1. Group number 2, we have number 61, Whale Song, with Resonating, and that is with the Opalite. In group number 3, we have card number 23, Fortune's Wheel, with Luck and Right Timing. And we have the Autumn Obsidian. Okay, so those are the choices for today. What the universe is sending you a sign. What is it? Let's get a little bit more information. Pause the video if you need a little bit more time to meditate on the cards, the crystals. Timestamps will be down below, and I will see you all at your reading. Hi, group number 1. So those of you that resonated with the Horseman and the Herald of Change, card number 30. This is going to be a reading today, so we're finding out what the sign is that the universe is sending you. And we have something here about change, some kind of change taking place in your life. So let's pull the tarot and see what this is. The universe is sending you a sign. What is it? Group number 1. This one wants to come out. We've got, well, the Ace of Pentacles. The universe is sending you a sign. This is beautiful energy. We have the Empress, the Queen of Cups, and we have the Six of Cups. Okay, so we do have Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, Taurus, and Libra energy here. We have the Ten of Wands in reverse. The Ten of Swords, Four of Swords. Ten of Swords, Four of Swords. Five of Swords. And we have the Nine of Wands. Okay. Bottom of the deck, we do have the Five of Pentacles, and the Queen of Pentacles is right underneath that with the Ace of Swords. Okay. So with this change, it looks like there is something that is nearing some kind of end or completion here. So this feels like I'm picking up on a collective here that has been going through it. The Ten of Wands in reverse, beautiful to see. The 9 and the 10 of Wands are actually here. The 9 of Wands is more or less talking about you going through something. Now, this could, of course, be anything in your life. It could have to do with family, friends, relationships. For some of you, it might be money. The Five of Pentacles can be a lack of resources, so not having what we need, whether that is a job, money, you know, food, clothing, a home. For others of you, it might be like we feel like that something is lacking or we're missing something, and that can make us feel very much in the energy of despair and difficulty. You do have two of the fives here. The Five of Swords is dealing with conflict, challenges, negativity. Some of you, it might be dealing with that in the environment that you're in, whether it's at home, work, relationship situation, and it may even be an aspect of yourself where you have a lot of the thoughts that make you feel defeated by whatever circumstances you are experiencing in your life at this time. The Ten of Wands being in reverse is basically a burden being lifted. Okay. When we're in that Nine of Wands energy, we feel like we have energetically, actually with both of them, we've gone through a lot. Okay. The Ten of Wands can put us under a lot of stress, a lot of very challenging energies that we're dealing with, whether it's responsibility or we've been working hard to do something. So the Nine of Wands can also be about resilience. The Ten of Wands that's coming out in reverse is basically like that burden being lifted. Okay, so there's a breakthrough here for you. And in a way, with the Herald of Change, it's like Spirit's kind of, or the universe is kind of giving you a sign that whatever this is that you've been going through is coming to an end. We're nearing the completion of maybe a very difficult, maybe for some of you, even very painful Ten of Swords. A painful situation. The tens, the nines are like nearing completion, and then the tens and the tarot are like, we're done with the cycle here. Okay. Four of Swords is here, which is a period of rest, meditation, reflection, also healing. Six of Cups can also be about healing, but we have the Ace of Pentacles here, which is a new start, a new opportunity, a new beginning. For some of you, this might be abundance, okay, coming into your life. We do also have the Empress here as well, and the Empress is about, you know, things coming to fruition, the creation of something new, expansion, growth. That could be a birth of a new project. It could be, for some of you, a new job, a new home, just new beginnings in a very positive way. The Six of Cups is also here, which is a very supportive energy. It could be certain people that kind of come into your life to help you even through the difficult time. People that are offering emotional support to you, healing, advice, words. It could be that there are people that are gifting things to you. The Queen of Cups is also about emotional stability. Okay, so certainly going through whatever this might be for you could certainly cause us to feel very unstable emotionally, very hurt, You know, like I said, some of you might be dealing with a very toxic situation, or there might have been a lot of self-sabotaging thoughts about whatever situation you might have been in. Queen of Pentacles energy is about financial security, stability. It may also be a much more grounded energy. So in a way, I kind of like tell you that the universe is trying to tell you that you're being supported, okay? During this time, the Ace of Swords is that breakthrough. It's also clarity, okay? Being able to kind of cut through a lot of this mental things that you might have been going through here. The Seven of Pentacles, and there's the Fool, okay? So with the Seven of Pentacles, you know, there is a need for patience here, you know, because there could be certain things, like I said, that are just kind of working their way out of your life as you're going through certain things. And we might not be seeing the results that we want just yet, but I almost feel like spirits or the universe is giving you confirmation here to just be patient. Things are coming to fruition, things are coming into manifestation, and you're going to be seeing things really starting to change within your life. We've got the Fool energy here, which is blank slate, starting fresh, new chapter, kind of like going through a rebirth process. We also have the Emperor here, which is about stability. It's about, you know, having a solid foundation. And I like that we have the Emperor there too, because we do have the Empress out here. So we've got this balance here between the feminine and the masculine. Page of Pentacles is right underneath that, which for some of you, this could be like a new job, a new job offer. It could be you working on a new project that starts to really unfold for you in a positive way, where it's helping to improve your financial situation. Can also be something there. So I do feel like Spirit, King of Swords, is coming through with a breakthrough here, okay? That your life is, there could be certain things, right, that are coming to an end here, but the universe is trying to show you that you're being supported. And this may also be a time to pay attention to new people who come into your life. Pay attention to opportunities that might be available to you, for you to take advantage of, okay? Can be a certain thing there. So I like this energy. And I feel that in a way, even though no matter what it is that you might be going through here, that is a little challenging, that, you know, this is the way the universe is kind of giving you the confirmation that you are going to be able to move through this energy. We're clearing it out, and there's going to be a new start that's kind of coming in here. Okay, so let's see. I feel like I want to clarify this Ace of Pentacles here. The Hangman. The universe can also be, you know, asking you to surrender to the moment, right? No matter what it is that you're going through at this time, for there to be an energy of surrender, meaning that we cannot control, right, what is happening, what is changing, what is shifting. For us to surrender to change, to surrender to this new opportunity for a new beginning. There's the King of Cups, and we have got the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, so the Wheel of Fortune is about change. The Tower is here as well. So this is big change that you could be experiencing in your life, not just like little things. This is big change. Wheel of Fortune can be when we're at a turning point in our life. The Wheel of Fortune being in the upright, especially with looking at this energy that you may have experienced either during, like you could be dealing with it right now, all this Tower energy, or it could be, you know, something that the Tower has already happened, the Tower has already fallen. And the Wheel of Fortune is bringing in good luck, abundance, positive energy into your life. So this is kind of like the wheel turning in your favor, right? When we're dealing with this kind of stuff, it's kind of like we're on the downward of the wheel, okay, where we might be dealing with some cycles in our life that are not so great. And that's an important thing for us to kind of keep in mind, is that when we're going through difficulty, it's temporary, okay? The feelings and the emotions that we're having, the grief that we could be dealing with, pain, anger, anything that could be going where we feel like it's going wrong, it's a reminder from the universe in a way to keep your head up and to go with the flow, okay, really. The King of Cups is about remaining calm. So the universe could be kind of giving you confirmation here to stay calm, keep your emotions calm, surrender to what is, and go with the flow and trust that things are going to be improving in your life in a very, very positive way. We have the Tower, the Two of Pentacles, and there's the High Priestess. Okay, so lots of energy, big changes, but in the best way possible. The Two of Pentacles can be when we're, trying to navigate through this, through the Tower energy, which can cause upheaval in our life. It can create chaos. It can create instability. And that Two of Pentacles is us basically trying to find balance, trying to find our balance again. And with the High Priestess being here, this is your own intuition, your own inner knowing about, working with the energy, flowing with that energy. I am seeing the Eight of Swords energy here, and also the World with the Nine of Cups, okay, the Hermit. And the Moon is at the bottom here as well. Now, the Moon can certainly bring in a lot of uncertainty that we might feel. We might be afraid, right? When this Tower moment happens, the Eight of Swords can be a lot of negative thinking. What if this happens? What if that happens? What if this goes wrong? What if this doesn't end up like this? And we start getting into our head and start worrying, right? So your intuition is trying to bring your attention to change your perspective in the way that you're thinking. The World energy is a completion of a cycle, a chapter, however you want to look at that. Okay, we're closing one door, we're opening up a new one with that full energy. The Nine of Cups is about wish fulfillment. So there may have been some kind of wish that you may have asked for from the universe, whether it was last week, 6 months ago, a year ago, and this wish is being fulfilled by the universe. And sometimes when that happens, we don't expect it, right? Where the universe just kind of brings some type of a shift or change in to help us to align us towards what our wish was. And sometimes that means letting go of certain people, certain situations, certain jobs, in order for us to bring this wish fulfillment into fruition. Okay, if anything that we have, it currently doesn't align with the wish that we've asked for, right? With the dream, with the vision, the goal that we've asked the universe for, in a way, it's like the universe's way of asking you, if this is what you want, are you willing to let go? Are you willing to let go? Are you willing to shift? Are you willing to move? And it is us holding on, right, that causes suffering, that causes, resistance in a way. So this is where Spirit's saying, let go, trust the process. Things are coming into alignment. Now, this may also be a time for you that going through this change right now, where you take some time to reflect, take some time to heal, take some time to connect with your inner light, and to take a little bit of a pause. Maybe take some time to rest, because some of you may have gone through a lot. So this may also be a time for self-care, self-love. Take time to nurture you, to help you bring yourself back into a state of balance, and try not to get into your head right now. We've got lots of this energy of change here. The Moon, the Six of Swords, the Death card, and Temperance. Okay, some of you are moving away from something. I'm seeing the Eight of Cups here. Some of you, it could be a marriage. But this is also you moving, some of you moving towards a new connection, maybe soul family. For some of you, spiritual teachers, mentors. There's an energy of community. Some of you might be moving towards a new community. Some of you might be getting a wish about receiving a loan, or being able to afford to go to school, to take a class, to study something that you've put out there into the universe, consciously or unconsciously. And now the universe is bringing it forward, and it's time to let go and walk away of things that are no longer in alignment, and to not, it's more or less about trusting your intuition, trusting the process, because the Moon can certainly bring in a lot of confusion. We could have, put something out into the universe like last year, and, waiting on divine timing, and then all of a sudden, here it comes. Here it comes. Something that you've asked for, a wish is being fulfilled here. And we might start to doubt it and start to feel confused. Why is this happening? Why is this changing? Why is this friendship, breaking apart? Why is this relationship breaking apart? And it's all, for your highest good, always with the Tower energy. Six of Swords is basically Spirit saying you're in this place of transition. Be patient through this process with yourself. Be compassionate. Open yourself up to these new opportunities and new beginnings that are here. And surely for many of you, this is going to mean a lot of powerful transformation within yourself. There's also a need for, I feel like, taking time to think about what you've learned from this chapter that you're kind of closing up, so that we can then integrate what we've learned with the wisdom, the knowledge, and bring it forward with us. Okay? So change in a beautiful way. For those of you that still might be feeling in this energy here of feeling very challenged and feeling overwhelmed and stressed out, this is in a way the universe is giving you a sign here to stay calm and trust that you are going to be supported and you are going to be provided for. Okay? All right. So that is all that I have for you, group number 1. I do hope this was helpful for you guys, and I will see you in the next reading. Hi, group 2. So those of you that resonated with the whale song and resonating and the opalite, this is going to be your reading today. So we're finding out about the universe is sending you a sign. What is it? And we have resonating. So we're going to pull the tarot and see what messages come through about this. So group 2, the universe is sending you a sign, group 2. What is it? We have the moon. The 4 of Wands. The 5 of Pentacles. And we have Judgment. We have the Page of Pentacles, the 7 of Cups, Temperance, Queen of Wands, and we have the Queen of, Queen of Swords. 8 of Swords is at the bottom with the Strength card. Wheel of Fortune, 4 of Swords, 6 of Swords, Page of Cups. And the Magician is there. Okay, so what I want to say with this group 2, your whale song card with resonating here, if you notice, this whale is inside of like a ball of water. And whales, they sing, right, in the ocean, and they kind of put out a certain frequency. And that frequency is something that draws other, whales or even mates near to them. And what I feel like Spirit is saying to you here, group 2, is that what the universe is more or less trying to send a message to you about is that sometimes in our life, we're very focused mentally on a dream, a goal, a vision, and our mind tells us that we need to do a certain thing, do this, do that. And more or less this whale song card is talking about the need for you to not so much think with the ego mind, but more so to focus on the feeling that you have inside in terms of your soul and what your soul wants, what your soul desires are. And that might be something that does require, self-reflection being one of those things, and to let yourself explore. Let yourself try new things, do new things. Because sometimes we can get so fixated on, I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do that. And it's more or less the things that our mind tells us that we need to do this, we need to do that, we need to get this done, we need to get that done. And it may not necessarily be something that leads us to fulfillment, to happiness. And so with the Judgment card being here, Judgment can be a time of a soul's awakening, of stepping into mission, stepping into the purpose of why you're here. And if we're in any type of situation, let's just say at a job, okay, where that job is not meeting your needs, whether it's financially, or you're feeling that, you're at a place right now where you feel a little lost, you feel a little confused, and mentally trying to figure things out of okay, what do we need to do in order to get this done, get that done? But really what the universe is trying to message to you is that there's a need for you to connect with your higher self and to feel into what your soul's desires are, what your passions are in life. And if we don't know, if I ask you a question, group 2, what is your passion? Some of you do, have a clear understanding of what you're passionate about and what you love, and things that bring a smile to your face, things that make you happy. But sometimes that answer is, I don't know. And it may be because we're so fixated, right, on the grind in everyday 3D life, that we're focusing on all the things we got to get this done, we got to pay the bills, we have to go over here, we have to walk the dog, we have to, pay the rent, we got to go to work, where we're just kind of functioning in a way on autopilot, right? And then we keep going on our path like that, where we're not really tuning in to the soul and what really resonates with the soul, with your feelings, with your emotions. And Temperance, can also be a card about change and, being patient through those changes. And so, looking at this 8 of Swords here at the bottom of the deck, and the Strength card and the Wheel of Fortune, the 8 of Swords is about self-limiting beliefs, and there could be certain passions that you have, certain things that you love, certain things that you desire that are more soul desires. And then the mind, kind of says, you can't do that. That can't happen. You should focus your energy on doing this instead. And what I mean by that, just to kind of give you an example here, is let's just say that you're at a crossroads with your career, and you're thinking, oh, well, I need a good job. And not that there's anything wrong with this, right? We have bills, we've got to survive, but to the point where it kind of takes away from you feeling fulfilled. And what I mean by that is, let's just say you've got the job, or you're at a crossroads in your career, and you're like, okay, I want to go down this career path, but in order for me to go down that career path, that might mean that I have to sacrifice the things that I really want to do. So we're thinking, okay, I'm going to choose this way because there's more stability, because there's more security. Limiting beliefs tell us that, right? that we can't do anything that's unconventional because you're not going to be successful. You're going to fail. You're going to this. You're going to that. What if this happens? What if that happens? And that's that Eight of Swords. Negative thinking, self-limiting beliefs, and worrying about it, feeling confused, feeling uncertain, doubting ourselves, doubting the intuition. And the mind says, no, you should stay at your job. It gives you security. It helps you to pay your bills. Forget your passions. They get put on the back burner. Okay? And then we end up in situations where we feel that certain jobs don't resonate with us. Sure, they might be something that, pays the bills and, but is it really something that's bringing you fulfillment? Is it bringing you joy? Do you feel passionate about it? And so the Strength card is a message from the universe in a way to overcome your fears, overcome the self-doubt. And Wheel of Fortune is about change, and it's about you going with the flow and being open to that change, welcoming that change into your life, to take an assessment about where you've been, where you're at right now, and basically answer the call of your soul. And that's what Judgment is about. It could be a wake-up call sometimes in our life where, we're at a crossroads in our career. Okay, I'll just use that as an example. And we're like, how did I get here? What is my goal? Do I feel like I'm thriving or just surviving? And that Five of Pentacles is more or less survival. So Judgment can also be about us going through the rebirth process. The Queen of Swords is about clarity. It's about your soul's inner truth. Okay, your soul's inner truth is also a need for you to be confident in yourself, to believe in your dream or your vision that you have that is more resonant with your soul, versus the mind saying, oh, we have to stay at this job because it provides security, or we need to stay in this relationship even though we know it's not meant for us. And if your soul, let's just say you're in a relationship, use the relationship example. You're in a relationship and you know that relationship is not meeting your emotional needs. But we say, the mind tells you, but you need financial security. This person's helping to support you. You should probably stay with them. You're too afraid to be by yourself. So we stay. Okay, as an example. And instead of going with what your soul is saying, your soul could be saying to you, group 2, you really want a partner who's more emotionally supportive, more loving, more nurturing, more kind, more empathetic. And so in a way, we put the soul's desire at the back burner because the mind says, do this, do that. Okay, so this is more or less a big sign from the universe about you having and finding within yourself the inner strength to be willing to be open to changes and letting certain things go that don't align with you, so that balance and harmony can be restored in your life. And of course, whatever that is going to be different for each of you. Some of you, it could be making some changes to the place that you live, to the place that you work, to the relationships that you have, to the friendships that you're a part of, so that you might have a group of friends right now, let's just say, but the friends talk behind your back, or the friends betray you, or the friends don't show up for you when you need them. And really your soul desires a deeper connection with friends that are like-minded. Okay? But then your mind says, oh, no, they're your friends. At least you have somebody to talk to. It's better than not having anyone. Right? So the mind tells us sometimes, right, the more or less the unhealthy aspect. Okay, is more or less what I'm talking about here. So I want to clarify a little bit further here, but it's really about, I feel like, taking an assessment of your life and really asking yourself, when you're looking at each area of your life, does this resonate with me? How do I feel? Does it feel good, or does the situation that I'm involved in, or that you're a part of, or that you're putting your energy into, is it making you feel confused? Is it making you feel uncertain? Is it making you feel sad? Is it making you feel depressed? What are your feelings? Because if it's not something that's bringing you joy, happiness, passion, and all those feel-good feelings, does it really belong in your life? Is it really resonant? Okay. Why is Judgment here? So we do have Scorpio, Leo, Sagittarius, Pisces, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. Four of Swords. So basically, the universe is giving you a wake-up call. It's calling your attention. Yeah, I'm going to take this. Eight of Cups, and we've got the Seven of Swords here. So the Eight of Cups, in a way, is about asking you, the universe is basically asking you to walk away from something, to leave something behind. And of course, that's going to be different for all of you. The Seven of Swords can also be about an illusion. Okay, so do we have the illusion, let's just say, of happiness, or the illusion of wish fulfillment, or something that is resonant? Are we lying to ourselves? Are we deceiving ourselves in some way? Some of you, this might be a call to for strategy in terms of walking away from something, because of course there are certain situations that are a little more complicated, and so this requires us to be a little bit more stealthy with how we're going to do something. Okay, especially for those of you where that's like a relationship situation, like let's just say you're in a marriage, right, or in a long-term relationship, and you're finding that you and the other person don't vibe anymore, right? And we might be, let's just say, financially dependent upon that person. What do we need to do? We need to make sure that we take care of our financial situation, right? So start to create a strategy, create a plan, get organized so that we're able to get away, leave, walk away. It may also be like, let's just say work, where you're wanting to leave that job really bad, but you know, okay, I need to play this smart. I'm going to start to try to apply for other jobs and interview with other companies while I'm still employed with this company here. Okay, so some of you, there might be some strategy that is required in order for you to leave a situation. Let's see what else. Let's look at this Wheel of Fortune here. Two of Pentacles, the Lovers. So this is a big decision here. There's a big decision that you're needing to make in your life. And maybe some of you have been going back and forth over a decision, or back and forth in a situation here. And we have the Seven of Wands. Why is the Seven of Wands here? Yeah, some of you, the decision that you're making here might be a painful one. It might be a little challenging, but in a way, the Seven of Wands is about you standing your ground with the decision that you follow through with, or following through with it, standing your ground. And the Star is about having faith and trusting and hoping, believing, basically. Some of you might be leaving a relationship, okay? And that decision to leave a relationship could be a hard one. But again, with the Four of Wands and Temperance here, this is about harmony and balance. Okay? Because if we're being honest with ourselves, which I feel like there's a need for that here, a need for being really honest and using discernment with whatever we're putting our time and energy into, that if it's something that's not resonant with you, that doesn't bring balance in your life, harmony in your life, and it's, like I said, creating confusion, fears, insecurities. Some of you could be dealing with a person romantically that is inconsistent, that is hot and cold, that is unstable, that is avoidant, that is running. So again, we need to ask ourselves, no matter what area of your life this is, does it resonate? And that is you, right? You imagine that you're that whale in that little water ball there, and you're putting out your frequency of energy of what your heart and your soul desires. Does it match the situation that you're dealing with? Or is it a different frequency, right? If it's filled with, your mind being littered with negative thinking, negative thoughts, worrying, stressing, confusion, overwhelm, feeling shut out, feeling like our needs are not being met, feeling deceived, feeling, all of these different fears and things like that are kind of coming up. Does it really resonate? And with the star being present, the star is your destiny. And sometimes, right, there are certain situations that we have to let go, or we're meant to let go of, so that we can align with what our destiny is. Okay. I'm seeing the Queen of Cups here at the bottom with the Ace of Pentacles and the High Priestess. Okay. So your intuition, I love this. I just noticed that. Here's another one. I mean, they're two different whales, but maybe their song is the same. And so in a way, I feel like your intuition is trying to point you in the direction of a new start with, right, something that is more resonant with you. Maybe that means the job, the career that you have, the relationships, the friendships, the place that you live. Sometimes we live in places and it's just not working, right? We might move to a certain area, a certain location, and we're just like, I don't like this. And I've lived in places like that too. I used to live actually in Las Vegas in Nevada. And it's a nice place to visit. I just didn't like living there. I didn't like it. I didn't like the vibe. And so that didn't resonate for me. The job, the company they worked for at that time, I did not resonate with. The people that were in there, the environment, the toxicity, the drama, the high school type of vibe that was in there. I was like, no, this is not for me. So I feel like the universe is trying to get your attention to go where you feel what resonates for you. Okay, that's what your intuition is trying to tell you, basically, that it is your intuition is receiving, right, all this information, communicating with you, with the universe, and showing to you the opportunity for a new beginning here. Here we've got that snake shedding its skin, the rebirth, and that rebirth is aligning you, right, with things that are more resonant. Maybe it's a new relationship, a new job, a new career, a new place to live, new group of friends, even leaving behind habits that we might have that are no good for us anymore, so that we can emerge as this new version of the self with a different vibration and draw in, right, new things, new people, new situations that are reflective of that frequency. Okay? All right, so that is all that I have for you, Group 2. I do hope this reading was helpful for you guys, and I will see you in the next one. Hi, group 3. So those of you that resonated with the Autumn Obsidian and the Fortune's Wheel, card number 23, this is going to be your reading today. So the universe is sending you a sign. What is it? And yours says luck and right timing. So let's pull some tarot here. Group number 3, the universe is sending you a sign. What is it? The 6 of Wands. Beautiful. Temperance. Look at this. Look at how this, what is this? Is that a meerkat? I'm not sure. It could be a meerkat. But look at how this meerkat is looking at the wheel. Watching the wheel. The 5 of Cups, 5 of Pentacles. Okay. I see where this is going. So we have Sagittarius, we've got the Hierophant, Taurus energy. What is the sign the universe is sending you? Group 3, Page of Pentacles. Eight of Pentacles. Queen of Cups in reverse. The Star and the 4 of Swords. Okay, I do want to see what's going on with this Queen of Cups in reverse, but basically what's happening here actually this frog too, the frog and the meerkat, if that's a meerkat, they're both looking at the Fortune's Wheel here. You know, obviously that's like the same as the tarot card, the Wheel of Fortune. And the Wheel of Fortune is about divine timing. It's about change. And this is fixed energy, right? Fixed energy, meaning we don't have control over the divine's timing or divine timing in general. There's a need for us to know, right, when to take inspired action, and also understand that there are certain things sometimes that we have no control over. When things align, when things are in perfect alignment for us. And the 5 of Cups here and the 5 of Pentacles can certainly put us in a place, no matter what it is that we're going through, where we feel really discouraged, we feel hopeless, we feel disappointed. We might feel like, the universe is not giving me what I need. I don't have anything. I don't have the resources. Something's lacking. Something's missing. And this is the energy of despair. And with the Hierophant here, the Hierophant has to do with our belief systems, which the 5s connect to the Hierophant. Okay? So what do I want to say? This Queen of Cups energy in reverse can be when our intuition is blocked, okay? It can also be when we're literally dealing with something very difficult emotionally, and sometimes those emotions can cloud our judgment. They can also cloud our intuition, okay? This can also be when we are emotionally unstable, right? When we're dealing with our emotions being out of alignment, out of balance, then when there's something that we're trying to do in our life. Like, let's just say the example I'm going to give you is, like, let's just say we're applying for a job, okay? And let's just say we lost our job. We lost the job and we're trying so hard to apply for all these other companies to try to find a job with. and we're starting to feel sad, we're starting to feel desperate and, hopeless that we're not going to get ourselves out of whatever the situation that is. And when we're in that state, and this is not to say that you should ignore your feelings or you should suppress them and that you shouldn't ever feel sad, because we're human. We're going to go through, right, when we're dealing with life, the ups and downs, and learning how to navigate through that and not let whatever situation we're going through completely derail us and start to put us into a headspace where we start to think that, there is no hope or that things aren't going to improve, right? So it's important because we do have temperance here as well. Temperance is about balance, but it's also about change and the process of alchemy, things changing from one form of energy into another. And it's also about transmuting, healing, and patience. Okay, look at how that frog is also looking at that Wheel of Fortune. Now, the Six of Wands is about success, an accomplishment, being able to have some kind of victory. So the way in which that Wheel of Fortune is, kind of going around in a circle. And you notice how there's this big, let's just say this big gleam of light here. And let's just say that you're that lemur there, right? And for you, this might be knowing when, right? And the universe is like, okay, here we go, right? And let's just say that little glow of light is your opportunity window when things are coming into perfect alignment for you to take that opportunity, right? Whether that means taking a leap of faith, whether it means, something that's there, right? And so here goes the wheel, right? Let's just say there's a little thing here. And there we go. There is your opening where things are aligned, right? Through us being patient and trusting, because you also have the star here, which is about having faith, restoring hope, trusting in the way that divine timing takes place, that you are going to be successful, right? With whatever this might be that you're trying to do or trying to accomplish here, but it's waiting for divine timing and being patient and trusting that everything is happening in divine order. Sometimes, right, we miss it and we don't take that opportunity. And it's not to say that it will never happen again, because sometimes there is an amazing opportunity, but then we're too afraid to take it. Okay, so let's just say that after it passes through that little gleam of light, no, opportunity's gone. Okay, we've got to wait maybe a little bit more time to things align again, right? Because the universe, if it's meant for you in a way, I always hear people say that. If it's meant for you, it's going to happen. However, sometimes we need to take action because we do miss opportunities that are meant for us sometimes, and we turn them down, or we overlook it, or we reject it, or we're too afraid to take a leap of faith into opening ourselves up to that opportunity, and we end up maybe not going with the flow, right? Not trusting the process. So the universe will, right, try to align things again. Here you go. Here's that other window. You said you wanted this. Do you want it? Are you ready? No? Okay. Maybe next time, right? So I feel like with looking at this here, it's important for you at this time because there's something here that it feels like the universe is working on for you, okay? But this is where your patience is required here, and there's a need for you to stabilize your emotions, okay? Because your intuition is going to tell you it's time, go. It's time, group 3, go. Take the opportunity, go now. But if we're so clouded, right, we could miss it. We could miss it. So this is where Spirit is saying that if we're dealing, right, with a situation right now that has caused some kind of conflict, challenge, or change in our life that we're experiencing, take time to rest, to heal, to reflect. With the Page of Pentacles and the Eight of Pentacles, some of you could be working on a project. For some of you, it might be a business that you're building. This can be an opportunity for a new job, a new career, a new passion project that you're working on. The Eight of Pentacles is about hard work, and it's also about effort, discipline, organization, commitment, dedicated effort that we're putting into something. So sometimes there is work that we need to do, right? Things aren't just gonna show up at our doorstep. Okay? So sometimes there is work that has to be put in, effort that has to be put in, and patience that's required for us to, believe in divine timing, trust in it. So I want to, we've got the King of Wands at the bottom too. Beautiful. King of Wands, the Hermit, the Two of Cups, and the Four of Wands. And there's the Ace of Wands here. So there's the inspiration, divine inspiration. It's a creative spark, right? So we've got this message, right, from the universe. Maybe the universe is bringing in some kind of divine inspiration within you. And there you are, right? King of Wands. And there is a message from the universe, that little crow that's sitting on top of that lion's head, and trying to, help you to feel confident, to feel powerful, to take the lead. This is leadership, right? So it's kind of like we're taking the initiative here to change our situation in order to lead ourselves into a place of the success that we wish to see in our life. Because we surely can, right? When we're going through something here, sink ourselves into that energy of despair and hopelessness and say to ourselves, okay, nothing's going to change. This can't improve. I guess I just have to accept this as my reality, and that things are never going to change. They're always going to be awful for me. Right? That's our own conditioning. That's our own self-limiting beliefs, our own self-sabotaging thoughts that are telling us, you can't win. You're not going to get out of this. You're not going to come out on top. You're not going to be successful. And I feel like Spirit's showing you here that, the universe is communicating with you in a way to show you, and to also to pay attention, that when you receive that divine inspiration coming from the universe that says, do it now, go now, we want to be tuned into our intuition. So we want to make sure that we're working through whatever feelings, whatever emotions we're dealing with, allow ourselves to observe those feelings and let them move through us. We don't want to stagnate in them and sit in them for, weeks and months and years. But it happens to us, right? There's certain things that we go through in life that are very challenging and sometimes very painful. And we get stuck in the grief. We get stuck in the pain. We get stuck in the suffering and the sadness, and, accepting that, the situation is what it is and we can't do anything to change it. But this is where the universe is saying, you can do something. Here, see this divine inspiration that we're giving to you. Put in the effort, stay committed, stay disciplined, stay focused on what the goal is, the dream is, the desire is. Don't let your limiting beliefs stop you from your greatness. Don't let past situations take your power away. Stand in your power group 3. Okay? And balance and order and good things, right, will come. But it's also knowing when to act and not just kind of sitting back and waiting for things to just kind of, in a way fall into our lap. King of Wands is here. That is being a leader. That is forging a new path. This is saying, okay, you know what? This wasn't very fun to go through, but I'm doing something to change it. I don't want to deal with this anymore. I'm choosing a different reality. I'm choosing to change my reality. I'm choosing to change my circumstances, to change my life, to empower myself, to take my power back and to stand in that power. Okay, I want to look at this Hierophant a little bit. The Magician, the Page of Wands, and the Three of Pentacles. Yeah, some of you are building a business here, and maybe there's a little bit of discouragement because you're not seeing the abundance flow in just right. Or, you know, this could also be the universe if you are a bit, let's just say a business owner, or you're someone who's wanting to change jobs. The Three of Pentacles is about networking, collaborating. So some of you, this could be a need for putting yourself out there, especially with that Six of Wands being there. It's about being in the spotlight. It's about receiving recognition, feeling valued, being seen, okay? So for some of you, this might be that if you feel the job that you're at right now doesn't see you, doesn't value you, doesn't appreciate you, that you take inspired action here to leave that situation and take the opportunities that the universe is giving to you. And maybe that requires networking. Maybe it requires you showcasing your skills, going on interviews. For others of you where this relates to you having your own business, it could even be that you network with other people at this time and you collaborate on certain ideas in a creative way where you can really help your business in a way to thrive. For others of you, this might be starting a creative project. Okay, that could be something that you could monetize, even something that could help to improve your financial situation. The Magician is about willpower, focused intention, and also manifestation. Okay, and there's the action that we're taking there. So Three of Pentacles is about laying the groundwork for something. So if we're trying to build a business, if we're trying to build our career, if we're trying to build a relationship, we want to be able to give it the right energy, you know, and know what is needed within that consistency, commitment. Now, if you're in a situation, let's just say it's a relationship situation, and you're finding that the person is not being consistent, the person is not working towards building, they're not, you know, putting in the right amount of energy or effort into you, they're not giving you enough, you're not receiving what you need. This may be, again, where you are taking some time to ask yourself, you know, is it time to let go? Is it time to move on from this situation? And trusting that maybe a new, right, romantic partner, because we do have the Two of Cups and the Four of Wands here, a new romantic partner could come your way, but we want to align our energy with that. Okay? We want to be willing to, you know, not sink ourselves, like I said, into hopelessness and despair, and trust that if we let go, right, of something that is not serving, not aligned for us, that we have enough confidence within ourselves to know that we are going to be provided for, that the universe is going to provide those opportunities to you for you to receive what you need, but we also have to be open to receiving it. Okay? All right, so I'm going to leave this here for you, group number 3. I do hope this reading was helpful for you guys, and I will see you in the next one.